What's up, guys? I'm Mike from StockedUp. In this episode, we're going to go over all of the top stocks that we're watching in the market for the rest of this week. We're going to talk about the important news with Lyft and Uber that released today. We're going to go over all of the data with the jobless claims from this week. And then we're also going to be talking about new COVID data. And then we're going to cover all of the tech run-ups from today with the QQQ, with Tesla breaking $2,000 per share, and Apple sitting right under that $2 trillion valuation. So overall, we have a lot of important things to cover in this episode. Make sure you stick around. And if you aren't subscribed already, don't forget to subscribe to see our daily videos on your YouTube homepage every single day. But let's get right into it. So Tom, what happened in the market today?
Yeah, I mean, definitely the biggest news was definitely the Tesla pop that happened today. Tesla ended up closing above $2,000, and a lot of people thought that it was going to have a lot of trouble breaking that point. And, you know, in yesterday's video, I went ahead and made this nice wedge that Tesla had been in for the last few days, and it looks like they popped perfectly out of this wedge and just flew way up. And it seems like the only news that's really, you know, causing the catalyst on Tesla is just the news of the split that's going to happen. It's really just driving tons of investors into it, and I think just tons of people have their eyes on Tesla, just like we thought would happen whenever they announced their split. Just like how Apple also had a huge run up today, and you know they even continued up in after hours as well. I mean, Apple was just a great play, especially from like 2 o'clock onwards Eastern time. That was just a fantastic setup on Apple, and I mean, man, they just really popped in after hours. I didn't even expect to see them all the way up at 476 tonight.
Wow. So the split stocks are doing very well, which is Apple and Tesla. Both of these stocks have a split coming up. And I know we talked about this, I think, earlier this week. I would not doubt if we see like more companies trying to or are announcing split plans, because, you know, everyone's looking at Apple and Tesla right now and saying, wow, Apple really shot up off of the news with the split. And same thing with Tesla. They just keep going up and up and up. Every time you think Tesla or Apple is pulling back, they just shoot and break higher highs. So they're definitely powerhouses. I would not even consider getting puts on either of these. The only thing I would consider is, you know, of course, calls, but they're already up so much. But besides that, I would consider iron condors, like call credit spreads or put credit spreads. But besides that, I mean, the best way to play Apple and Tesla right now is like if you see these things running in the middle of the day, like especially to the upside, I mean, you really can't go wrong buying calls. That's what the story has been for the past couple of years with Apple, but especially recently, the past like month or two with Apple and Tesla, they really do run up. So what other news do we have?
Yeah, there was some huge news about Lyft and Uber today. Really, California was going to make Lyft and Uber classify all of their drivers as full-time employees, and that was going to really hurt them, especially in California. So Lyft was actually going to just suspend all their operations in California and just count that state out and just not operate there. And it turned out that the judge actually, they actually did extend the time of length that Uber and Lyft have to comply with this order. So it's really just going to make, Lyft and Uber, it's just good news for them overall. I mean, you can see they went from 26 to about 31 was the high today, just about. And, that's just a big rise on Lyft. But really, I mean, it's just that news of the court that drove this up, and that they're not going to lose all of that business in California. And I mean, that's really good news for both of them. But I believe that, yeah, I mean, even Uber, it's right around the same price as Lyft, actually. So, I mean, they're both really close right now, which is actually kind of crazy that to say that Lyft and Uber are around the same price, because I remember Uber used to be, significantly higher than Lyft did in a valuation aspect.
Yeah, for sure. I'm pretty sure Uber is still has a slightly higher valuation, because I think they have more shares outstanding. I'll double check that in a second. But what happened with the jobless claims?
Yeah, the jobless claims came out today, and it turns out that there was 1.1 million claims in the week of August 15th compared to the previous week, which had 971,000 claims. So there was a little bit of an uptick in jobless claims, but it's really unclear to analysts, why this is happening other than, the economy is just not doing too well right now. I mean, I know that stocks are doing well and the market's been doing well, but, the economy overall has not been well. And there's still a ton of people on unemployment, way more than there was before the virus started. And I think that's just going to be a big catalyst going forward. And I mean, I know the stocks just keep pointing to the upside, but it's just one of those things that, you'd have to sit down and think that eventually, a lot of these stocks might actually start to turn over and head, maybe to the negative side based off of all this negative economic news with, more jobless claims. And then the Fed came out yesterday and had that bad news that really drove the markets down that, we really thought was going to drive the markets a lot lower than it did. Although, they did fall a lot overnight, which was good to see there.
Well, here's the thing, Tom. We both know every time we see negative news in the market, whether it be negative COVID news, whether it be negative news with, whatever really recently, the market goes up. We had relatively negative news for the past couple weeks, and the market only goes up, it seems like. So unless we get something that's like out of the ordinary, or if these tech stocks just randomly start to roll over, then I can see the market falling. But even with this bad news, the market's breaking new highs, or the NASDAQ's breaking new highs. A lot of tech stocks within the NASDAQ are breaking new highs. And the S&P 500 broke highs, yesterday? Yeah, yesterday.
Yeah, they barely broke them.
Yeah, so they barely broke them. But overall, negative news doesn't really seem to affect the market too much, at least right now. But I just double-checked the Uber and Lyft valuations. Uber has a significantly higher valuation than Lyft, actually. So Uber is sitting around a $56 billion valuation, while Lyft is only around $9 billion. So that's interesting.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought Uber was like a way bigger company than them.
Yeah. And then was there any other news with COVID?
I mean, yeah, there was some coronavirus news today where really they pretty much said that the director of the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, Dr. Robert Redfield, said that deaths contributed to the coronavirus will likely begin to drop over the next week. And I mean, that's really nice to hear. So, I mean, that's some good news that, potentially could have helped the market kind of come back up today. But it also says that daily new cases of the coronavirus have been on a sustained decline since the end of July, according to data compiled by Johns Hopkins University. So really, I mean, that's great to hear that overall the virus is on a steady decline to the going back to normal levels, it sounds like. And I mean, I really I can't wait for the day that we can all go back outside and be around people without having to wear masks or worry about getting the virus. Really, in general, it's just been a pretty big pain, and I think it kind of really ruined the summer of 2020.
I'm with you, but it could definitely be a lot worse, as we both know. But overall, I'm totally with you. Can't wait for everything to get back to normal. But I feel like we're definitely progressing, which is a good sign.
Yeah, but it's really good to hear that the head of the Center of Disease Control says that the virus is starting to really drop, and I mean that's nice to hear. I mean, I know that we can see those Johns Hopkins charts, but I mean at the same time, I mean, like, remember how a lot of people were having articles come out and they kept saying the virus is going down, it's going down, but then remember we were seeing on the charts that the viruses were still rising.
Yeah. True. True. Yeah. So now for the Discord member of the day. And today's Discord member of the day is Simp. So thank you, Simp, for being a great member to the Stocked Up Discord community. Always sharing great information and positivity. So thank you so much. So now for today's momentum plays for tomorrow. And they are mainly tech stocks. So Adobe is the first one, up about 3.5%, approaching all-time highs. Tom, what levels should we be watching? They're actually breaking all-time highs.
Yeah, just watch for Adobe to pop above $480. And if they do pop above that in pre-market, then just watch 481.
Yep. And then if they break that, we would like calls. With the next play, Tesla, the powerhouse.
The powerhouse above $2,000. I bet you that those guys who bet 55 million on Tesla yesterday are rolling in money today.
Tom, I was looking at that play you were talking about yesterday. It is up 400%.
Oh my gosh, $55 million up 400%. That would be insane, man.
Yeah, that's it's pretty crazy. I mean, it really did look like they were shorting those contracts. So like I was looking through the video yesterday, and I would have thought the same thing. Like, they're like $150 out of the money at the time, 2 days till expiration.
And if they did short them, they still have a chance to win if it closes below 2,000 tomorrow.
True. Very true. And then honestly, I mean, I would not doubt if they're like covered calls, like let's say some institution owns, millions of shares of Tesla, they could just sell those covered calls and be in a total win-win. If the option expires in the money, they sell their shares for $2,000 each. And if not, they collect $55 million in premium. So
Yeah, hey, that's actually probably what's going on. That'd be the smartest way to go about it for
for
sure.
sure, for sure. And then with the next play, we have Apple also breaking all-time highs.
Yeah, but with Tesla, just watch for it to break 2022 to the upside.
Yep.
And with Apple, go ahead and watch 476, but it looks like they're going to break it, so then just move up to 477.
Yep. And then so far, all these plays are to the upside. And the last one is also to the upside, and that is Facebook. Not at all-time highs, but we're definitely approaching all-time highs with heavy momentum.
Yep, watch for them to hit 270 or higher.
Yep. And honestly, if it breaks this, I mean, I could see Facebook hitting, retesting that the 279 levels for all-time highs within, I would say, the next week or so, as long as the tech sector is still powering up.
Yeah, and that would be a big move on those options, like a 7 or
Oh,
8
yeah.
point move. I mean, that would send the options up, well over 50% plus.
Oh, easily.
Yeah. I mean, I wanted to say 200% plus, but
Yeah.
it just depends on where they sell, I guess.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So now for the unusual options activity for tomorrow. And we are looking at the Apple 485 strike calls that expire next Friday, August 28th. And there was about $6.3 million put into this play. The tech sector is running up. This play is, about $12 out of the money right now. So I'm definitely not going to say they're shorting it, but given that it's $10 out of the money, I'm not too confident that they're longing it. But really, like we just talked about, 5 minutes ago, it seems like you could almost never go wrong with Apple calls. Now, don't take that information and just load up on calls. Of course, there's always a risk, but the tech sector is really flying right now. I mean, it really looks like there's a decent chance that they can be longing these calls. They are $10 out of the money though, so that's the only thing that scares me. I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it makes a lot of sense. I mean, I would hope that they're longing them, but at the same time, like you said, I mean, it might be that they're shorting them, but just based on the movement today, and the after hours movement, I would just have to say that they're longing them. And I mean, really, just maybe Tesla and Apple are just going to do nothing but go up until they split. I mean, I could totally
True.
see that happening. And honestly, once they split, I think that a lot of retail investors who maybe don't know what's going on quite as well, I think that they might actually get a little scared of those positions and, start to kind of stray
True.
away from Apple and Tesla once that happens.
True. I mean, it's going to be so weird trading Tesla instead of having to trade $10,000 contracts to get at the money to only have maybe a $1,000 contract, because everyone knows how expensive Tesla options are. So it's just going to be weird because
Yeah, I know. I might have to refinance my house if I have to make a good play on Tesla.
Right. So definitely keep an eye on Apple. And just a quick little side note, they could also be selling Apple covered calls for the 485 strike. So now for the comments from the previous episode. With the first comment, we have Ibrahim saying, "Hey guys, thank you very much for the wonderful content. I would like to know your opinion and analysis on OSTK." So what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I really like this one to the upside. It's just another one of those stocks that has done very well since the pandemic has happened. And I mean, they did kind of shoot up, at the end of the day today. They didn't exactly fly up at open and follow the market, which was a little, troublesome to see, at least on Overstock. I would have expected them to, come up a little bit more with the market today. But I mean, really, it's just one of those stocks that's flown. And I would honestly, expect to see it to possibly break highs again tomorrow if all the tech stocks in the market does continue up. But if the market and tech stocks continue down, I could definitely see Overstock potentially pulling back a little bit, considering how steep of a climb they've had. I mean, I know that we've had a steep climb on Apple and all these other stocks, but Apple did not go from $20 a share to $130 a share over the past 6 months.
Tom, forget 20. Look, it went from $2.53.
Yeah, $2. Yeah. I mean, it's a crazy move. And I mean, I would have to, expect them to come back a little bit. I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I can definitely see them pulling back. I mean, I don't think they're going to
only if the market comes back though. If the market's up, I would definitely expect Overstock to continue their
I think no matter what happens, we're going to see a pullback. I don't think it's going to be like a crash for the stock. I don't think it's going to be like a crazy pullback, but I think we're going to see a pullback, consolidate for a little bit and then let it find its true
But maybe
valuation.
not generally tomorrow, right? This
Oh
might
yeah,
be over
not
the next like
tomorrow.
month or so.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, yeah, not tomorrow. For next couple weeks.
Okay.
With the next question, we have Aaron R saying, silver looked like a bull flag. So what do you think of silver or
Yeah, I mean
SLV?
it silver looked really good. I mean, I like it on a daily chart. It's just another one of those plays where it just went crazy over the past year. And I mean, I would honestly expect silver to just follow gold, but it does look very bullish, especially right now. And I mean, I believe that the futures are slash SI for silver. Yes, they are. And I really like silver to the upside. It looks really good. And especially like with the market kind of going up, I know silver and gold were almost following the market up, which is strange to hear. But whenever the market went up lately, gold's been going up. So I think if the market continues up, gold and silver will definitely continue up. And I really like this support I've had on gold, which has been a great day trading opportunity as well. But as long as we hold this support of like $181 on GLD, I think that SLV and GLD will both continue up.
Absolutely. And with the last comment, we have Bay saying for the algo. So I know a lot of you guys really support us, and we're so grateful for everyone who's been supporting the channel. Comments and likes really help grow the channel. And, even if you just leave a little comment, for the algo or just, any little comment really helps grow the channel. So thank you so much, Bay, and so many others who really just comment to help grow the channel. It really means a lot to us. And thank you so much for everyone who likes the video. Really means a lot. Tom, do you have any last minute stocks, options, or any insight?
Yeah, I mean, my last stock is going to be NVDA. I mean, this stock has really been a powerhouse, and it looks like that they might continue on their uptrend. I know that they kind of were flat on earnings, and you can see that the implied volatility down here just tanked on them, which kind of is expected every time there's earnings. So an earnings play on NVDA was not going to work out for anybody who got those options, but it might be a solid play right now with that IV being down. And I think that if all these other tech stocks continue up, especially seeing Tesla and Apple up today, I would really like to see Nvidia go up. And they did have good earnings. So with those good earnings, I mean, I would really like to see Nvidia, pop up. Their profit per share is up, almost 30 cents per share since like a quarter ago. And that's just awesome to see out of a company like this, especially with the virus. And they're in a nice trend to the upside. And it's just one of those stocks that I really think that could go up tomorrow. Nvidia is just one of those crazy tech stocks like Qualcomm and like AMD that just seem to never stop. And it's really hard to, get puts or any type of negative downwards movement on Nvidia.
For sure. Yeah, they're definitely a powerhouse too. From their lows of about 200 back in March, or sitting about $487 right now. So they definitely had a great recovery from their lows. So,
And this, I think, could be another. I think this could be another stock that could be in the talks for a split as well.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. So thank you guys so much for watching this video and for commenting and subscribing. It really helps us grow the channel. Thank you so much. As always, if you have any questions, let us know in the comments down below. Other than that, thanks for watching.